One of these bite marks is theorized to be from a rat gnawing at the 2-year-old.
My man's got whacked by Jerry. Or y'all had warlord rats in y'all house?
I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration.
You too, what it do, man? It is your boy Abdul up next, and I am back with another video today, man. Yes, Sirski. There is no reason why a video with this title should even exist. Bro, there is a mother that unalived her child so she could become a rapper. How does that even make sense? Only thing I'm thinking about right now is the fact that she gonna be rapping gangster lyrics, and whole time she talking about her kid. She gonna make a whole New York drill song, gra boom. Her whole rap career basically a diss track to the child. Like this video before we even get started. Subscribe to my other channels, man. More Abdul up next and Dooley Chamberlain. I'd appreciate that for real. On the way to 100K on one of them. Yes, sir. Yeah.
As a mother, you have a duty to protect your children. No matter if you're going through a divorce, if your child is struggling developmentally, or in the case of today's mother.
See, I expect better out the community, man. I expect better out the community. She don't even look like a rapper. She don't even look like a rapper. That's the thing. She looked like a witch, like an evil pufferfish.
Or in the case of today's mother, would rather focus on your rap career. Your children need to come first. At first glance, it would appear this wretched excuse of a mom treated her children.
Whoa. I don't know if I'm gonna feel comfortable with the guy. We can hear through your voice, you white, so you can't call her ratchet. That kind of sound crazy. Yeah, she ratchet, but still, let me say it, not you. I got the right to say it. I'm blacker than ever. Bro behind the screen calling her ratchet, we already can tell he's probably pale. It don't sound right. It sounds like he doing his ancestors a favor.
Wretched excuse of a mom treated her children like an afterthought. But in reality, it was far more sinister than that.
Oh my God.
Skylar Rose Gardner was born in early September of 2022. She had a brother who was only 1 year older than her, and 3 half-siblings, the eldest of which was already an adult when she was born. Her mother, Chantel, announced Skylar's birth to the world.
All right, bro. Am I the only person that thinks it's like weird how people just want, like, bro, can the baby open his eyes yet without the camera being in his face? Is that not crazy, bro? You already, like, sheesh, you got the camera in bro's face like you paparazzi. Can you introduce yourself? He don't even know who you are at this point.
Chantel admitted she felt closer to her older son than to Skylar. She described Skylar as an independent baby and toddler.
What the hell? What the heck? Independent baby and toddler? Who this Stewie? Like what? You mean to tell me the little baby that don't know their ABCs is independent? Yeah, right. This ain't Dexter's Laboratory.
Chantel Monet Bouye was born on November 23rd, 1991, which makes her 33 years old as of the date of this recording.
Oh, wow.
She worked as an insurance collector for the company Rehab Medical. Her position was remote, but on days she needed to work in person, she had family or friends watch her children. Chantel had aspirations of being a rap artist, going under the names Chantel Monet, Shanny B, and Shanny B Music. She promoted herself on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and released her songs on Spotify and Apple Music. She even had some live performances at small venues and music festivals. Prior to 2025, Chantel had 12 charges in the state of Indiana. All of them were traffic violations.
I'm gonna be quite literally honest, bro. Nobody's listening to the female Dave Blunts, bro.
Her husband had 3 older children from a previous relationship, one of which was named godfather to his oldest child with Chantel. This would be the little boy that was born in September of 2021. The following year, they had Skylar. However, their relationship didn't work out, and soon after she was born, Skylar's parents filed for divorce. Chantel met Brian Thomas from networking in the music scene, and the two began dating.
Like, who are these rappers in? Like, networking in the music scene? He posed up like a Facebook dad, and it looked like he's still dressed like it's 2003. That's a jersey on, my brother, on top of the shirt. It's no way this guy make good music.
A police affidavit with Chantel's statement implies that they were an item while the divorce process was ongoing. Like Chantel, Brian had numerous traffic violations on his criminal record, the earliest from 2005 when he would have been just 19 years old. But he also had charges for possession of weed, animal and domestic battery.
Animal told you she looked like a puffer fish. Why you doing that to them animals?
He was found guilty for the possession charges, but animal and domestic battery were dismissed.
Oh,
you heard
man.
that correctly. The state of Indiana cares more about smoking a plant than it does for the safety of humans and animals. This is why I hate people. Now, unlike Chantel,
what the hell I do to you? Boy, it's getting wicked in Indiana. They making Indiana sound like Chirac. Indiana got them King Vons. Them demons.
Chantel lived in the Timber Point Apartments on Newberry Road. Headlines, the apartment was disgusting. There's simply no nice way to put this. Overturned furniture, trash, dirty laundry, toys.
This is where you lived? Cause honestly, this looked like a cave. Please don't tell me this is where you live. What living conditions was these? You gotta question things when you start seeing people in the school textbooks living better than you, bro. I'm just saying, bro. Y'all ain't knowing the fact that like cleaning supplies exist. Like, did y'all know they created them? Like,
Chantel's ex-husband couldn't travel to see his children as often as he wanted to. His older children could. The final time they saw Skylar, they told their father that she and her brother smelled like urine.
first y'all got Flintstone living conditions. Now your own mama on some Diddy timing. She about to sacrifice you guys to the Illuminati or something? Has she not changed her diaper since 2024? Cause she about to drop her children before she can even drop a song.
A close friend said Chantel developed postpartum depression after Skylar's birth, which only worsened with the stress of her divorce. Chantel alleged that in July of 2024, she contacted her ex-husband. She was so overwhelmed that she asked him to care for the children. She even offered to send him money, but he did not take her up on the offer.
They over here having a deadbeat off. If you didn't, bro, like this is what I'm confused about. If you're not gonna take care of the kid, you have options when you clapping them. Why you not taking them? You can always hit the James Harden step back. You can always hit the down, set, what? You know what I'm saying? So why we not taking options if we not gonna take care of the child? There's always a play action call to be made.
One day, she stopped picking up after herself and her children. Between July and August of 2024, the mess became too much for Chantel to handle, so she stopped trying altogether.
What?
This extended to her children's daily needs. As the days went on, she gave them fewer baths, diaper changes, and meals. Chantel said she began leaving her children unattended as early as October of 2024.
What?
She said the first times were when she met with Brian Thomas in the apartment parking lot. She could spend alone time with him and regularly check on the children.
So you abandon your child to get clapped?
Now, Chantel's son, who is autistic, had a habit of smearing his own excrement on the walls and...
There is no way you are saying this with a straight face, looking directly at me. Look at her. She's saying this with a straight face. He liked rubbing his poop on the wall. She had them living like cavemen. This is like Flintstones type of living. This is the type of living that we see in them ancient textbooks, and they was doing this 6 months ago.
Chantel was under the impression that what her son was doing was normal, that he was cleaning up after himself in his dirty diapers the only way he knew how to.
That don't even make sense. Not everyone deserve kids. You said he poop on the wall and you think that is normal? You don't just deserve kids, but you deserve to be in school for the rest of your life thinking like that. You actually need to stay in school.
Chantel wasn't in denial that her apartment was disgusting. She knew, and one day she decided she just couldn't take it anymore. The obvious solutions would be to either clean it out by herself or with help, or to relocate altogether. She chose the second option.
Yeah, it was no saving that place. It was none. It was not possible. It looked like a sewer. How your apartment looked like the sewer?
She didn't think that she should bring her children with her. She could be gone for
What?
hours, even a day or two, before returning to check up on them. She turned on YouTube to keep them entertained. The children particularly loved the channel Ms. Rachel. She basically treated them more like houseplants instead of the vulnerable children that they were. Chantel visited the apartment inconsistently to drop off food for her children and would clean them once a week or less. Skylar was said to have human waste caked into her hair, and Chantel would clean her daughter off in the apartment's shower.
How do you get poop in your hair? Y'all in there creating viruses that might do people worse than COVID. You might be immune to the flu. You are the flu. You have a green aroma to you every time we see you. I get it, your mom not there, but still, like, how is that possible?
All accounts, Chantel was well aware enough to know that she would get in trouble, but it was not enough for her to fix her mistakes before.
She looked like Mr. Krabs' daughter.
Now, on January 25th, 2025, Chantel's friend, known only as LA, invited the family to join hers for a day of fun at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, she got to go to Chuck E. Cheese. Them kids about to get them the cheese touch at Chuck E. Cheese.
Chantel entered her apartment at 6:30 p.m., intending to give her children their dinner. Her son came when she called, but Skylar did not respond. Chantel searched the apartment for her daughter, only to make a grim discovery. Chantel found Skylar underneath a dresser. She was in a state of rigor mortis, the stiffening of muscles after and start 2 hours after a person passes away and last up to 2 days. She's covered in bruises, frostbite, and bite marks. One of these bite marks is theorized to be from a rat gnawing at the 2-year-old's body. But Chantel didn't call emergency.
My man's got whacked by Jerry. Bro, y'all had warlord rats in y'all house? Bro genuinely got slayed by a wild Pokemon in his room. Moms like this, you just want to just see them take a L in every which way possible. Like,
First, she changed Skylar out of her dirty shirt and called Brian. She later told police she didn't want to call him. Not from the shame of being a neglectful mother, but the shame of her disgusting apartment. Brian answered her call. He came to the apartment, but waited in the apartment common area. When Chantel finally called 911, police and firefighters arrived within minutes.
they hated that kid so bad, they had to make sure the kid was dead before they called 911. Bro, the way they was treating that kid, you would have thought they had beef. Y'all asses was in a cold war at the crib.
The moment Detective Caitlin Harris entered the apartment, she was hit with a strong, repulsive stench. She couldn't even see the floor as they navigated the...
Pretty much what they saying. As soon as they walked in the house, it felt like they got stuck in the storm like it's Fortnite.
The accumulation of spoiled food, trash, sharp objects, and human waste was so bad that investigators would later determine the apartment to be a biohazard.
They said that's more of a hazard than a chemical lab. They said y'all was in there mixing the periodic table with poop.
Skylar was crushed underneath a dresser. Investigators were doubtful that truly happened to her. Now, Skylar was small, but the dresser was remarkably light. They did not think the dresser alone killed her. Their suspicions only grew after Skylar's brother was examined at Riley Children's Hospital. Medical professionals said he had many overall signs that he was severely neglected. It's reported that Skylar's brother was possessive of the hospital food that he was served. He devoured it desperately and had a strong emotional reaction when someone tried to take away his plate.
Yeah, he wasn't eating nothing in there because hospital food nasty. Ain't as bad as Arby's, but it dang sure ain't good. That man was hungry for real. Meanwhile, that mama looked like she devoured too many plates. Your hungry ass wasn't feeding your kid because you was eating their food too.
She said she understood why leaving children alone was dangerous if they were unsupervised, but I don't really feel she actually got the weight of what she was doing.
Left an autistic kid who just needed some attention and family love in the house by himself with another kid. What you thought that was going to turn out to being? You thought they was going to be in there like SpongeBob and Patrick? I know them boys autistic too, but that ain't how it go. That ain't how it works.
Now, Brian was also brought in for questioning.
Where this man's hands? Where this man's hands? Who built like a fridge for real? This man really only got a door. That's what the Yiddies for.
Chantel was initially arrested for neglect of a dependent, but her charges were increased to She was denied bond and had no contact orders filed against her.
And somehow still living cleaner in prison. Put her in jail, she might be grateful.
Dr. Poulos believes Skylar died of hypothermia.
Sheesh. Like, how you making Lois and Peter look like good parents, bro? I feel so bad for them kids, man. Like this video right now, man. Shout out to these 4 people right here. If you want to shout out like these 4 people, like this video. Let me know you liked in the comments, man. Get at me on my other pages. My Twitch, Dooley up next. Streams on the way. My YouTubes, Dooley Chamberlain, more Abdullah up next. One of them channels about to hit 100K, bro. I would appreciate your help on that. Join the Discord. Stay in tune, man. Do those few things, bro. It's gonna be worth it, man. Merch on the way too. Who working like me? I'm blind.